I find the train conductor standing there. Ah, are you her father? He begins to ask me when it comes to stop. Yeah. Your child is in the bathroom right now. I see. She wasn't able to open the door, so I helped her. Well, I'm sorry for the trouble. Also, may I please see your tickets? Oh, yeah. About another 10 minutes after the conductor leaves, Ushio finally comes out of the bathroom. You need to say something to me if you're going to the bathroom. Okay. Do you understand? Yes. Are your eyes red? No. Really? Well, okay then. We're going back. Okay. Two of us sit back down side by side. Raising my voice earlier seems to have worked, as the car is quiet now. All of the uproar has wiped away any feelings of drowsiness I had. I looked next to me. Here she was sitting still, looking out the window. When I see her tiny back facing me, I start to feel sad too. I just made you cry, didn't I? Ushio, I'm asking you a question. What? She looks at me. I made you cry just now because I raised my voice, didn't I? No? Why are you lying to me? I can see that your eyes are puffy. I said I shouldn't cry. Who said that? Sane-san. Seriously? She's stricter than I thought. But she said there's a place where it's okay to cry. Or it's okay to cry. Yeah. Where's that? The potty. That's why she took it upon herself to run over to the train bathroom. She's never even been in before. You can cry in the bathroom without anyone else knowing, but are you always crying in the bathroom? Yeah. What if you're outside? Hold it in. Are you being serious? Yeah. But doesn't that make you feel even sadder? I don't understand why Sane-san is teaching her such things. I think it's alright for you to cry when you feel like crying. Once you get bigger, there are going to be a lot of times where you have to hold it in even though you feel like crying. So you should cry while you still have the chance. Okay. Do you really understand me? Yes. Is she afraid of me now? All she's done is reply to my question with a single word. I pull out my wallet and look inside. The little bit I can spend. We're getting off at the next station. We're here. We're making a stop. We get off at a station I've never been to before and enter a department store connected to it. There I buy a toy for Ushio. Now you won't be bored, right? Yes. Looks happy. Is that really what you wanted? Ushio's holding a stumpy robot the size of her palm. Its design was amazingly behind the times, so I ended up suggesting it to her before I realized what I was doing. Ushio immediately decided on the toy. When I stepped back and think about it, who would really want it? Not even a boy, let alone a girl. Maybe it's some kind of reproduction model for nerds. It's kind of cute. Kind of. You know, you should have bought something that was really cute, not just kind of cute. No, this is the best. Seriously? You have a weird taste. You need to recognize that. Well, I'm going to sleep. You have fun playing with that thing. Okay. I can finally relax. So I think as I close my eyes. Sha, you took the word right out of my mouth. What? Wait, that toy makes noise? Yeah, she looks like she's on the verge of tears. Hold it in. You don't have to hold it in, just cry. Shakes her head no. Then go to the bathroom. No, I'm gonna hold it in. Is that so? So no more making those noises. It doesn't just annoy me, it bothers everyone around us too. Okay. Well, at least you're obedient. Yet again, I tried to go back to sleep. I can't exactly tell whether I'm awake or dreaming. I see Ushio the entire time. She's sitting still, staring at the passing scenery. She's pressing the robot in her hand to the window. I wonder if she's having fun on her summer vacation. So much fun that she'll be able to break to her friends about it. I suppose there's no way she'd be having fun when she's alone with her scary dad. It's her first trip together, but Ushio seems lonely. She's by herself and all she has is the scenery. The sun is already starting to set by the time we reach the first day's destination. I checked the name of the station again, Sana-san's notes. Okay, this is it. Let's go, Ushio. We pass through the ticket gates and find ourselves in an unknown land. Look down at Sana-san's notes. Use the bus to go to the zoo, then head to our room for the night. The zoo, huh? We're going to wait here for a bus, Ushio. 2 of us line up in the front of the bus stop. Wait for a while, but the bus still didn't show. I checked the timetable. 1 in an hour. If we took a taxi, we wouldn't have any money left for the train ride home. Wait, do we have enough time? Do we even have enough time? Sana-san's notes have us arriving at their hotel by 6 p.m. We have a reservation, so we should be able to delay our check-ins as long as I contact them first. Hold on. We're 1 day behind schedule, aren't we? Ushio. We can go to the zoo next time. What? We don't have time. We just had to find somewhere to stay the night too. She looks like she's about to cry. I have to do this for a bunch of reasons. Can't you figure that much out? Anyway, there's zoos everywhere. You don't have to come out here in the middle of nowhere just to go to a zoo, you know. She said you can touch them here. The animals? Yeah, I wanted to touch them. Oh. Or do you want to change our plan and go to the zoo tomorrow? We won't be able to go to this Cape something or other if we do, but I want to go there too. Well, make up your mind. This one, has a field of flowers. Wouldn't you rather go to the zoo? Flowers. So you like flowers better. At least that's girly of you. Okay, then let's head to the hotel for tonight. I wonder if this place still has rooms open. Let's go. Okay. Go back to the train station and I call the hotel we had originally planned to stay at. We need to move, Ushio. What? They're full, so we're gonna have to find a place on our own. She probably doesn't understand what I just said. She looks anxious. Hold your bag, so walk a little faster. No matter how much I tried to hurry her along, her feet continued to be unsteady and meandering. This is her idea of running. It would be faster if she just walked normally. What are we gonna do for her rehearsal? I don't have anyone to only to blame on either. This is how limited you are when you have to do something with a child. By the time 9 comes around, we finally are able to settle down in a room at a small inn. Since I don't have enough cash on hand, I'll need to wake up early the next morning to find a bank. Can't believe how much the work this is. I don't feel like doing anything after getting out of the bath, and I go straight to sleep. The last thing I see before dozing off is Ushio's profile as she stares engrossed at the television. The next morning. After we leave the inn, we get to the road. We get on the road again and head back to the station. From there, we keep traveling, another boring train ride. All there is for me to do is sleep, but I slept so much last night, I'm having a hard time doing it now. Also, the train is once again full of passengers with children. It's noisy. Can't raise my voice again, so I give up on sleeping and look to my side. Ushio and I meet eyes. She suddenly turns away. What is it? Nothing. Is there something on my face? No, there's nothing. And don't try to sneak a look at me like that. If you don't do that to a boy, he might get the wrong idea. Wait, you're not that kind of age yet. Okay. I'm not sure if she understands what I mean, but she still nods and looks back out the window. I should have bought a beer. They sell food and drinks inside the express train, but not the rapid. And it's non-smoking, and it sucks. Snap my head back to the side as if to take Ushio by surprise. And just as I expected, she's looking in my direction. She becomes shocked and flustered. What, are you bored? No. I have this. She spins the arm of the robot in her hand round and round. You can make noise with it now. It's allowed around us anyway. It's okay. Well, if you don't need to, that's fine. Okay. You're really reserved for a kid, you know that? What, are you still afraid of me? I won't yell at you anymore. So just say what you want to say. Come on. Then, Ushio finally opens her mouth. Tell me about mommy. Fuck. For a moment I feel as though the world around me freezes in place. turn around and face her away. I can already hear the noisy voices of the rats around me again. Ask Sane-san. I answer her, still facing the floor. I ask her, but she doesn't tell me. So is it supposed to be my duty as her father? How could I possibly bring myself to do that? I don't want to be the one to do it either. Tell Sane-san that I didn't tell you either. And then say that I want her to be the one to tell you. Tell her. That's what I said. Will I find out if I do? Not from me, from Sane-san. Stares at my face for a while longer. What? Not with it. No. Okay. After that, Ushio and I grow silent again as we rock back and forth. Get off the train a little past noon and eat at a standing soba restaurant. Once we relieve ourselves, we hop back on the train. The train makes stop after stop, each one bringing us closer to our destination. I end up falling asleep after a while. The first thing I do once I wake up and make sure Ushio is still there. She's clinging to the window looking outside again. I then take a look around the train car. At some point it's emptied out. We're the only passengers left. The air conditioning blows on the sweat I worked up while sleeping, cooling me off. It's almost chilly. I hear an announcement over the speakers. Next stop is the last, as it seems. We find ourselves in an unknown land again. The air around us feels like hot steam. Oh, it's burning up. There's nature as far as the eye can see. An unpaved road stretches into the horizon. I check Sane-san's notes. It looks like it's a 15-minute walk to the flowers. You'll collapse if you walk that far in the seat. You have your hat on, right? Yes. Put it on tighter. I push down on it. Okay. Let's hurry it up and get going. I start to walk. Even from a distance, I can see where we're headed. In the middle of the green world around us, I can see what looks like a woven, multicolored plain. This is a flower field. It's huge. Ushio squints into the sunbeams, doing everything she can to see into the distance. You don't have to be in such a hurry. We're about to go right there. I want to see it from here too. True, there's a certain view on the field you could only get from here. You want to see it? Yeah, I do. Then I'll show you. I walk behind Ushio and squat. Let's go. What? Open your legs. You can ride on my shoulders. Like this? Yeah, like that. Lift Ushio's body. She weighs next to nothing. What do you think? Wow, it's amazing. Gonna walk with you up there, okay? Okay. The field is enveloped by a vaguely familiar smell. Where could I have smelled this before? Yay! Ushio runs around the field, still wearing her backpack. Are you sure you're not really a boy? I've never seen something like this before. Stops to gaze at the flowers. Well, that's good to hear. Then soak it up. Find a tree nearby and go to stand under its shade. Come over here and take a break if you start feeling too hot. That's all I tell her before sitting down. I haven't even seen Ushio this happy before. It was an awful boring trip, but at least now something worth remembering has finally come out of it. I feel relieved, actually. Phew. Gusts of wind filled with the scent of flowers passed by me. Feels good. Taking a look at Sane-san's notes. We're right next to our destination, some cape I've never heard of before. We just need to get there before the sun sets. Why don't we take our time, though? I want to take in the sight of Ushio frolicking in the flowers. After about an hour, Ushio finally walks over to me. It's hot. Look at you, you're staggering around. Yeah. I told you to come back here before that happened. Come on, sit down and wait here. I'll go buy you some juice. As Ushio sits, I stand up. I buy tea and juice from the vending machine placed at the entrance of the field, then return to her. When I get back, she's standing up, about to head back into the field. What do you think you're doing? Facing me, her eyes squinting from the sun again. But I lost it. Lost what? My robot. Did you drop it? Yeah. Okay, then drink this and get some rest. I walk up to her and put the juice in her hands. I'll go find it for you. Really? Yeah, really. I can't promise I'll find it, though. Turned back to the field of flowers. It's shockingly big, not to mention the heat. Yushio stared straight at me, her eyes beginning to water. I just had to go, right? I leave Ushio in the shade and head toward the field. I walk through all the paths I can. Still I don't find it. Since Ushio is so small, she was probably able to cut through the flowers to get up even closer to them. There's no way an adult like me would be able to find it if she dropped it there. I give up and head back to the shade. I'm sorry I couldn't find it. Ushio sits there silently. Did you finish drinking your juice? If you want my tea, you can have that too. Shakes her head no. They probably sell the same robot near your home anyway. Find one around there and get Sane-san or the old man to buy it for you. Okay? I'll go look. Sorry, but we don't have any more time. I want to get moving before the sun sets. Just real fast. Ignoring my answer, she runs back in the field. Ushio, did you find it? No. Then why don't we give up now? We've already looked for this long and still couldn't come up with anything. I'm going to find it. You're really stubborn for a kid, you know that? The sun ends up setting on us. Come on, haven't you done enough? You cared about that thing anyway? No. I'm leaving without you. Okay. Seriously, I will. She stands and looks at me. I'm silent. Even so, she squats down again and goes back to looking. Jesus. I pull a cigarette out of my shirt pocket and stick it in my mouth and light it. We need to start looking for a place to stay the night. As long as we can do that, all that's left to do is to spend the night there and head back to the morning. Then my 4-day break will come to an end. I have to work again starting the day after tomorrow. I'll give Ushio back to Sane-san to take care of, then my days of mindlessly moving my body will begin once more. In the end, what did this trip accomplish? Came all the way out here. Even the fun we had looking at the flowers was short-lived. She lost the toy I bought her, and she can't find it despite searching everywhere for it. Now we're just going to head back with nothing but sad memories of this place. What did we get out of this? Nothing. It was a waste of time. One loss after another. The wind changes directions. You can smell the tide. Is it coming from the keep? Where the keep is? We still have a little more time. Ushio, call her name. Ushio looks back at me wearing a worried expression. I'll wait 30 more minutes. Find your toy by then. Okay. I walk off, leaving Ushio behind. Head toward the destination of the trip. Following the scent of the tide, I climb up a slope path. What am I going to find up here anyway? Maybe a commemorative stamp or something. The world opens up around me. I can see the sea directly ahead. It practically swallows the sky. And there, with the sea to help to her back, stands a woman. It's waiting for you. You're Tomoyo Okazaki-san, correct? Yes. I received a message from a woman named Furukawa-san. Sane-san. That's correct. But, all Sane-san did was tell me to come here. I don't mean to offend you, but I don't have any idea who you are. Me? Yeah. My name is Shino Okazaki. What? I'm your father's mother. The wind blows, causing the hair on her fur to flutter a bit. Sane-san, what in the world did you plan out for me? You're so much bigger now. Have we met before? Yes, but it's no surprise you don't remember. You were still so small. Is that so? Is that fool still busy paying for his crimes? No, I think he's back home now. He must have put you through a lot. No, we were both distant from one another. I understand this is Noyuki we're talking about after that all. Noyuki, my father's name. I look out at the sea. He didn't always used to be that stupid. My grandmother continues her story. He married when he was young. They were both students, so everyone around them was against it. Naoyuki even dropped out of high school and began working. He did all he could for Atsuko-san. The two of them began living in a small apartment. He did everything in his power to make ends meet when they didn't have much money. What was it that drove him forward, even despite all of the hardships? That's what we all wondered, at least. But now Yuki must have been happy living that way. He looked happier than I had ever seen him during all of our years living together. Protected the love of his life and lived together with her all through his own strength. That was enough to make him happy. Eventually, Atsuko-san found herself carrying Naoyuki's child. They lived a modest but blessed life, and that's when he came into the world. Their life together turned into life as a family. Naoyuki began to work even harder than before. He was smiling the entire time, but that happiness didn't last for long. Atsuko-san got in an accident, passed away just like that. For Naoyuki, the tragedy was so much that he could never recover from it. He lived to protect his family, to keep them happy. He couldn't give in to despair yet. Tomoya-san, it was because he had been left with you, a young child. He said that he would at least raise you himself. And on that day, in the exact spot, you and Naoyuki held hands and walked off together. Do you remember that? After that, he began to work harder than he ever had before. It was difficult to both work and raise a child. He was fired again and again, had to go from job to job, yet he still refused to give you up. He used the meager amounts of money he did have to buy you toys and candy. He sacrificed everything, his own luck, chances to succeed, all to raise you. I'm sure he was strict at times, and I'm sure he was rough at others, but it was all to make sure you grew up to be a good person. When he had raised you to be an independent boy, he lost everything. His job, his credibility, the luck, his friends. From there, his life was doomed to a downward spiral. Tomoe-san, do you think that Naoyuki was a bad father? No. I feel like I'm about to cry. I want to cry. I'm a much worse person than him. I never knew that was what he was thinking as he raised me. And I'm in the same spot as my dad that day. The exact same spot. Right now, I'm a weak, pathetic person. No, my son was a weak, pathetic person too. Always selfish and reckless. He's a failure of a person. But there's just one thing about him that I still feel proud of. He may have been a failure of a person, but he was splendid as a father. Tomoe-san, will you see things the same way? Yeah. Thank you very much. No need for that. Tomoya-san, my grandmother looks directly at me. That boy worked too hard. Doesn't he deserve a break by now? Let him know that I wanted to come home. I'll be here waiting for him. My hope is for us to be able to live here together. She has kind eyes. My mother's eyes. Eyes of someone who is always there watching their child. I understand. I'll tell him. Ushio. I call Ushio's name, she pops up her head. You find it? No. Stands there and hangs her head low. I couldn't find it. No. But there's nothing we can do about that. I'll buy a new one, so... Even having said that, her head's still downturned. There's only one of those. What do you mean, just one? You saw all the ones they were selling at the store, right? Because you picked it for me, and bought it for me. That was my first toy from you, Daddy. Now my son's words come to mind. Lucio was always missing you, because she never gets to be by her father's side. Lucio. So, guess that must have been something important to you. Yes. Oh, I can get her back. The realization hits me. Lucio, were you lonely? Yes. Did you have a good time going on the trip, even with me? Yeah. I'm sorry for everything. I left you by yourself for so long. Lucio, would it be okay for us to always be together like this from now on? I know that I've been a failure as a father for all this time, but from now on, I'll work hard for your sake, Lucio. Would it be okay to be by your side? Yes. Really? Yeah, I want you to be. Well, but today, I lost something important, so I'm sad. Daddy, yeah? Can I stop holding it in? Holding what in? Crying. You want to cry? Yes. Sana-san said it's okay to cry. In the bathroom. Or into your chest. 5 years. For 5 years she'd been crying alone in the bathroom. Sana-san would never let Ushio cry in her own chest. What kind of a terrible father have I been until now? Yeah, it's fine. It's alright now, Ushio. You don't have to hold it in anymore. If you want to cry, you can cry into my chest. Come on. Let's go out down and open my arms. Ushio hesitates for a moment. Her feet quickly shuffle toward me and jumps into my chest. Then she begins to cry. It sounds like a baby. Her voice is so loud. Ushio, pat her head and hold her gently. There's someone here that only I can protect. Grandmother, I'll come back here when I have another chance. Okay, I'll be waiting. Alright then. Goodbye. What awaited me at my destination was a lone elderly woman. It was there that I gained something irreplaceable. I'll remember that for the rest of my life, as I live in together with her. Hey, Ushio. Do you want to hear about Mommy? Yes. Okay, well, then I'll tell you. Come here. She moves away from the window and sits back down right next to me. Mommy seemed like she was always crying. When I first met her, she didn't have any confidence, and she was weak, always standing, paralyzed at the bottom of the steep hill that led up to her school. Guess what she said down at the bottom of that hill? She had her eyes closed as she said "Anpan." It was a funny habit of hers. She'd say the name of something she'd want to eat in order to get herself to climb the hill. It was what she did to give herself courage. And that's such a cute habit. I mean, she was being so modest. There was a lot of competition for the bread at her school, you see. It was hard to get the most popular kinds. So she used Anpan, the one thing that was always left over, to cheer herself up. Stopped doing that after she and I started going out. Started using me to support her. Then she supported me back. Together we helped each other through our time in school. We tried to reform the disbanded drama club. Do you know what a drama club does? They put on plays. Funny enough, she hadn't even seen one before, yet she wanted to be in one. Can you believe that? It's a bit ridiculous, really. Nevertheless, for some reason, later in the year, we played basketball to make that happen. Basketball is a game where you shoot the ball through a hoop to try to score the most points. We were against these guys who played basketball basically every day. But we won. And guess what your mommy said? She said in the short time we were together, our bonds became deeper than the ones formed by the guys who practiced basketball every day. She was so happy. Mommy loved him and all. We all came together and worked hard toward our common goal. After that, the school festival came around. Mommy stood up on the stage all alone to represent the drama club there. She was gonna have to act in front of a ton of people. Someone as awkward and afraid of big crowds as her. Can you believe it? There's an issue that happened before that, however, so she ended up crying on stage. She was still able to finish the whole thing. She saw it through. At the end, she sang the Big Dongo family song that she loved so much. Song goes, Dongo, Dongo. It was her favorite song. We were all surprised and embarrassed when we heard it, but doing that, she was able to make my dreams and the dreams of everyone else come true. It was a pretty awesome moment for everyone. One that we'll never forget, that's for sure. But after that, she got sick again. She had to take a really long time off school. I actually graduated alone, which means she had to go to school all by herself the following year. Even in spite of that, she worked hard and never quit. Eventually, the two of us began to live together. Struggled for about a year, and during that whole time, we kept telling each other that we were becoming stronger. While it took a little longer than most people, and though it was a harder path for her than for most people, she was finally able to graduate too. After that, the two of us lived modestly and worked to protect her home. And while we got pregnant with you. And then, with the kind of strength that only a mother could have, she gave birth to you. She's so weak when we first met. She lived with such great strength at the end. She really was so strong. Lucio, you're the daughter of that strong woman, Mommy. The memories are coming back to me so vividly that it hurts. I loved her, and truly did love her. I let Nagisa that like I loved no one else. Loved her for how modest she was. Loved how she would sometimes refuse to back down. Loved how cute her smile was. And loved her for always being by my side through everything. It happened in that room, in that school building that's already gone. I see Nagisa writing my name out next to hers. You shouldn't leave me alone like this. I want us to always be together no matter what. Always be together. Smiled to pacify me when I was lost. Please calm down, Tomoe-kun. I'm not going anywhere. I'll always be by your side, Tomoe-kun. I was at the bottom of a deep, dark pit, and she saved me from it. And I want you to depend on me. I'm here right for you. Now for your sake, Tomoe-kun. Not for anyone else. Not you, for you. I'll always be by your side. No matter when or where, I'll be by your side. But then, why? Why aren't you by my side right now? Why did you leave me here on my own? I wanted to do everything with you. I always wanted to be together with you. Said you'd always be with me. Why did you have to go first? Nagisa. Nagisa. Tears began to drip from my eyes. Nothing you can do to stop them. I opened my eyes again and again, but they continued to pour. Continued to cry through my laughter. I hadn't cried for all this time. That I was able to live without having to face the facts. Oh, but I must have finally accepted it. It's been 5 years since that day, and Nagisa isn't by my side right now. That is the reality that I live in. Daddy. Yeah, what is it? Pee-pee. Oh, do you know where you need to go? Yes. Can you go by yourself? Yeah. She hops out of her chair and runs off. I'll shoot away, dry up my tears. After Bedushio comes back. I did it myself. You did. What a good girl. Yeah. Bedushio thrusts out her tiny chest with pride. Welcome home. Sana-san greets me with a smile. Did you have fun? I wonder if part of what makes her so amazing is the fact that she's able to ask something like that. Sana-san. Yes? Go on a date with me next time. Excuse me? We didn't get to do what you promised me. You said you couldn't go because something suddenly came up. I was looking forward to going on a trip with you. Of course. I'd be happy to go on as many makeup dates as you want. Okay, I'm gonna be holding you to that. Oh, and yes, Yushi will be living with me at my place from now on. Okay. Worked up the courage to force myself to stand in the doorway. Nagisa's room. The room had been cleaned up, but exactly as it was back then. Gathered into my arms the stuffed dog that I had them hold on to ever since that day. Then I buried my face in them. Is this what Nagisa smelled like? Back in those days, so long ago. I feel like I travel back to the time Only I closed my eyes. Time when Nagisa was by my side. I don't want to see that kind of dream anymore longer. That would mean leaving Ushio behind. And to face reality head on. So I leave my eyes open and feel the time that's gone by pass into me like a spreading pain. Tomoe-san, the voice finally frees me from the suffering. Is something the matter? It's Sane-san. Sane-san, will you be taking that with you? Oh, yes. Is that alright? Of course, you should take all three. They're family after all. Yeah, that's what I like to do. I want these memories to stay as memories. Sane-san. Yes? I'm sorry about all this. Excuse me? It's being such a coward. And I had forced Ushio on you for so long. In the end, it was thanks to you that I was finally able to recognize for myself that I'm a father. I really won't be able to match up to you, Sane-san. No, I didn't do anything special at all. She really turned out to be a good kid. And it's all thanks to you and the old man. From now on, I'm gonna do the right thing and raise her myself. To be considerate and strong, just like Nagisa was. Good luck. Do your best. How difficult must it have been for them all this time. Smiling, cheering me on. The man who forced her to raise his own kid. What can I possibly do with the rest of my life to make it up to them? If there's anything at all that I could do, I'll do it. Excuse me? I'd like to spend the rest of my life making this up to you. Then be happy. Ah. That's what Sane-san's always like. She's always thinking about her family's happiness, and she's happy when they're happy. That's how everyone in this family is, actually. I bet the old man will say the same thing to me. Nagisa were still alive, or two. I won't be able to count myself among them. As part of this family of people who find happiness in making others happy. Can I become a person like that starting today? While I live with my small family that I want to make happy, I'll start being happy together with Ushio. Okay. I've said it time and time again, but let me say it one more time. I love you, Sane-san. Bam. Hey, you bastard, what are you going around just to be talking to another man's wife? Oh, a man screams in my ear after opening the sliding door with enough force to smash it to pieces. It's not that I love her as a woman, it's that I love her as a person. What? You don't like me as a woman? No, I do. You piece of shit. No, how do I put it? It's not that I love you in the way that I'd want to be with you doing this and that, but you're just inviting me on a date. Oh, I guess I did. The jealousy. He grabs his head and rolls around on the floor. It's a joke, Akiya-san, though it is true. You're not covering me for me at all here. Oh no, Akiya-san. I'll always be with you, of course. Really? Yeah. So be friendly with Tomoe-san too, okay? Fine, if you put it that way. Hurts me to do this, but I'll pretend to ignore it. He finally stands up. It's been a while, hasn't it, kid? Oh, yeah. I guess so. Seems to get over things quickly. Huh? You used to have the eyes of a dead fish, but now you look like you're back to normal. I don't know about that. Okay, let's go play some baseball. I just got back from a long trip, you know? And so you're gonna invite Sane-san on a date, but turn down my invitation? Okay, I'll do it. I'll make you happy, right? Yep. Okay, Ushio, it's time for you to get a look at your dad. Looking completely pathetic. This is gonna be a day to remember. Don't tell her to remember things like that. Well, that's up to you. Just gotta hit the ball. Well, that's true, but who do you think is going to win, Ushio? Hockey. Seriously? While she grew up watching this powerful arm of mine working its magic, so you'll figure. Okay, fine, I'll make sure that the first thing she remembers her dad is doing is him setting the ball thrown by the very arm. Ridiculous. Brilliant. He starts getting ready to pitch. 1, 2, and 3. Clang, and the white ball disappears in the air with a crack. Huh? What kind of foolishness? You're the only fool here. Yes, we're both fools. I stay over at the Furukawa home that night. The dinner table is covered in an extravagant party-like spread we all eat together. the old man and I drink and yell. It's a fun night.